Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, what's good, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Wire Sports Media. All right, so I'm about to take you on the Sunday stroll. Now, the funny thing about this is that we already know that the Indiana Fever is the talk of the town. We already know the Indiana Fever is the face of the league. We already know the Indiana Fever are America's team. Some of these teams in the WNBA are a little jealous. Now, we already know that Miss Sheila Johnson over there at the Washington Mystics camp, she went out on her little way to make her little speech, talk about how Caitlin should have been on Time Life Magazine Athlete of the Year, should have been everybody in the WNBA. They had a successful draft, let's say the least, but then they end up moving some of their games to other arenas to capitalize on Caitlin Clark's stardom, where your own players can't even move the needle like that. So now the Indiana Fever revamped their whole team, you know, just to surround Caitlin Clark with better players to, go on the championship run. So the first preseason game yesterday was, guess what? The Mystics versus the Fever. And don't you know that they actually wanted to play physical? Not the Mystics wanted to play physical. They wanted to play dirty. And they were trying to take cheap shots. They took cheap shots on DeWanna Bonner. They took cheap shots on Natasha Howard. They took cheap shots on Kelsey Mitchell. But guess what? There was no foul call until Sophie Cunningham got thrown down by going up for a rebound. And she got the rebound over Kiki. Kiki just standing there. Sophie came in and grabbed the rebound, and she was on Sophie's back, and she threw Sophie down. And Sophie didn't want to hear it. Sophie told her, she committed a fatal foul because they upgraded to a fatal foul. And she told her that you don't do that. You don't effing do that. And one thing about this Indiana Fever team is totally different from last year. We're not going to have people just trying to run all over us, punk us, bully us, just because the fact of the matter is that they think that, oh, well, we just going to stand by and take it, and they going to just beat us. No. See, Stephanie Dawson chopped Caitlin Clark last year across the arm on a fast break. No foul was called. The Washington Mystics had this going on last year, trying to be physical, trying to rough up Caitlin Clark. And then now this year they want to start it off in the preseason trying to intimidate Caitlin Clark. I mean, not Caitlin Clark, but trying to intimidate the other players. And Sophie Cunningham just let Kiki know that, hey, this ain't about to go down like this. This ain't the type of party. Now Kiki had finished, she was standing there smirking like, oh, you don't move me. But at the same time, you made yourself look stupid because the fact of the matter is, guess what you did? You sat there and collect fouls. Kiki Arifin, that's what she did in college. Collect fouls. She becomes a non-factor. She might have one or two good games this year, but she's not going to be a factor. Because she can't stay on the floor. She's going to pick up fouls. And I'll tell you this. She think that, oh, well, Sophie got after her, was trying to get after her. Wait till you start playing against Brittany Griner. Wait till you start playing against Alyssa Thomas. Wait till you start playing against other players. See, the thing about it is, and wait till you play against. I hate to say it, I hate to call a name, but wait till you play against Angel Reese and Cardoza, and they start making you look stupid and getting in your head. See, Sophie Cunningham did what any sports player does: get in your head. See, Sophie Cunningham was going off on them so bad yesterday to where they couldn't handle it. They got mad. They got frustrated because they thought they was gonna run away with the game against the Fever. It's like, oh, well, Caitlin Clark ain't playing. Oh, this easy work. This easy work. Nah. Sophie gave you that crazy work. That's what she did. She gave y'all that crazy work. Her, Lexi, they gave them that crazy work. Because the fact of the matter is that they couldn't understand it. They had a 15-point lead and it got cut down by halftime by 3. Going into the third, by the end of the third, it was tied up. By the time the fourth came, they sent it to overtime. And then guess what? They outscored them in overtime and took it home. They didn't understand that. And then the bad look about this was the head coach for the Mystics, he didn't even allow his players to shake the Fever hand at the end. He waved them off. They wanted to shake hands because it was a game. But see, now we already know that this is personal. We already know that this between the Mystics and the Fever is personal. Sheila Johnson got them thinking that they are on the same trajectory. They on the same scale. They on the same tier as the Indiana Fever. But guess what? We let y'all know in preseason it ain't about to go down. See, they already seen the slogan. Now you know. And if you don't know, now you know. And then they probably don't saw the Fever marketing team rolling out these videos and everything, and they can't take it. See, the only thing Sheila Johnson got going for her is her negativity. But then you spewing that on to your players. And for the Mystics coach to allow that to happen today, not once on Sophie, but twice. Because Brittany Scott Sykes put Brittany Sykes pushed Sophie Cunningham and DeWanna Barner got up into her. So that's why I feel like this is every time these two teams play, we might as well go ahead and expect this to happen because every time we play them, we gonna spank them. Every time they think they're gonna play dirty, we gonna get after them. See, we already got it in their head now. This is gonna be all in their head all season long. Cause as soon as they see the Fever on the schedule, they gotta play the Fever, they're gonna be like, oh, how we gonna handle it? Because guess what? If you thought you couldn't beat them without Caitlin Clark, what makes you think a healthy Caitlin Clark comes in and she's going to be able to dial in and run y'all off the floor? And it's going to make it more easier for them to get points. So my thing about this is that the Fever, not the Fever, but the Mystics just dug themselves a hole. They dug themselves a hole because now we already know what you're about. So you trying to send a message, but guess what? Our players send a message to you. It ain't going down like that. Not at all. It's not going down. And Sophie and Lexi played a hell of a game, and they got into their head. They got into their head so bad because, see, Brittany Sykes, this is what she was doing. She was scoring, running up and down the floor, out of control, hitting her shots and thinking like, oh, we got them, we got them. But guess what? We stayed the course. We was out of sorts in the beginning. We stayed the course. We started chipping. We started chipping. We started chipping away. And guess what happened? Bye, bye, bye. So, but and then you know and then people out here on X talking about, oh well, she tried to help her. Oh, that was something else. Talking about they tossing Sophie like a rag doll, and then they say, oh, Kiki really tossed Sophie. I didn't know she had it in her. Wow, that now see that just goes to show you that how people think how weak Kiki Airfin is. Because if you saw her in college this past season, Laura Betts was eating her up. Um, she was getting toasted. She was getting toasted all season, and now that people like, oh wow, she can play like that. See, but the thing about it is, so somebody said the bottle feeder Airfin show her hard in the game out of petty jealousy, and then had a stupid grin. Excuse me, a stupid grin on her face. Her team lost and Sophie's team won. Somebody explain that to that genius. Exactly. And you picked up 4 fouls. You picked up 4 fouls by looking dumb. By looking dumb. See, me personally, I love it because at the end of the day now, they're gonna have to approach the fever differently. See, that's one check mark off the book. Now, only one we're gonna be waiting on when we play the Chicago Sky. When we're gonna play the New York Liberty, when we play the Aces, we're gonna see how these teams approach us. You see, they already know that the Fever is the talk of the town, the cream of the crop. Now they all gonna come out. They gonna want to beat the Fever. That's what it's gonna be about. They gonna want to come out here and shut the Fever up, shut the Fever fans up. And it's like, oh, everybody's been talking about them. Okay, we here too. Boom, boom, boom. And guess what's gonna happen? Because if you don't get the job done, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna get embarrassed. You're gonna get embarrassed. So my thing about this is Sheila Johnson just put a target on her team's back. To be honest with you, she clearly put a target. She clearly put a target on her team's back. She That's what she did. She put a target on her team's back because you should have just came out there and played a game without all the antics. You should have. That's all you had to do. If you came out here and played the game with all the antics, then we don't have to worry about it. We wouldn't even be discussing this. But no, you want to be out there and doing this number right here. That's what you want to do. You want to come out here and do that. Then you want to do this. Like, oh girl, what you talk about? You know, they was up 13 at that time in the second. 5 minutes left in the second quarter. You up 13, and by halftime, you was only leading by 3. That right there, that instant right there between Kiki and Sophie sparked the run for the Fever. Sparked the run for the Fever. Because as soon as they put Lexi on the floor with Sophie, the defense started going up. They was able to knock them down, knock them off the block, knock them off the block, knock them off the block. You know what I'm saying? So, and then right then, that just go to show you how the Mystics got rattled because they couldn't hold on. Can you imagine if Caitlin Clark had played, if this was a regular season game and Caitlin Clark had played and they only had 33 points going into halftime? It was like 38-35 at that time. The Indiana Fever ran them off the floor. They would have gotten embarrassed. This team would have gotten embarrassed. So I'm just gonna leave it right there. But you know what the day is? Game day, Brazil versus the Indiana Fever, Carver Hawkeye Arena. I'm looking forward to it. 2:45, Livewire will be streaming. Welcome. Everybody come in, join me. Let's talk about the game. Let's go over. Let's talk about this game from yesterday, and everything else. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell anytime I drop a hardcore video. This is your Sunday stroll, and you know what it is.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.